Good morning, good morning. And what would it mean to you if you knew your CV was always going to get attract the right attention and get you the interviews that you want to get? This is James Foster and Careers Matter. So, we've looked this week at several different aspects of applying for a job. We've looked in the first instance at the ongoing networking and how that is going to always leave you in a position where people are going to notice you and could even result in the fact that you may never need to apply for a job again, on the one hand. And we've looked at the 3 things that you need to do to get a job that you really want. And that's about, if you remember, it was about determining what value you had, demonstrating that you've already delivered this value, and defining the market in terms of exactly the people that are going to be interested in you. Good morning, Angela. And then yesterday we looked at the mistakes that people make when they are looking for a job. For example, they don't really focus their job search on where their real value is, and they don't prepare effectively. They don't get their CV going, they don't research the market, etc., etc., and then not planning their activity on the job market, etc. Those were the things that we spoke about yesterday. So today I want to talk about how you can attract the right attention with your CV and how to make sure that you're attracting the right attention with your CV. So this is all about the CV. So let's start this by just reminding ourselves the purpose and function of a CV is one thing and one thing only. And a big mistake people make is forgetting that this is the case, and they want their CV to be everything to everybody. It's not. It's there to get you an interview, nothing more. And therefore, for it to get you an interview, it's got to leave the reader wanting to know more about you. It's got to get them sitting up and going, this is somebody I need to talk to. This is somebody that we need to bring in and get to know more about. That's what your CV is about. It is not about getting you a job. So you do not need to go through all the details in minutiae detail that some people put into their CVs about the 27 projects that you've previously worked on and how you went through those projects and blah blah. It's simple. The CV, 3 things that you need to know about it. First thing is you tailor your CV to the job that you are applying for, if that's the right word. And you know, if you've listened to me before, that I'm not into applying for lots of active jobs on the job market. So what I mean by that is that whatever the job is that you are interested in going for, in whatever manner you're going for it, when you send your CV in for that job to whoever it is you're sending, I would normally send it into the hiring manager, then you want your CV saying very precisely why they should be interested in you, tailored for that job. Quite simple. Look at what the job requirements are, look at what the basic features and accomplishments that they are looking to get out of the job, and make sure they're reflected in your CV. Make sure that your CV tells the reader quite clearly that you are relevant, that you have done what it is that they're looking to be done, or that you can do what it is they're looking for you to do. Make it clear that you're successful in that area. So that's the first thing, tailoring your CV every single time. So if you're sending out for 4 jobs, that's 4 separate CVs. There's not going to be a massive lot of detail or change, between those four copies, but it's not one copy that goes to 4. Which is what so many people do. They have a generic CV and they sit there going, apply for job, apply for job, apply for job. And it's the same CV, it's going out everywhere. And they're surprised when nothing comes back, because they've actually done nothing to prepare. They've done nothing to tell the people who are looking to fill that job what it is about you that is relevant to that job. Then the second thing is, somebody once said generally that your CV should take 2 or 3 pages, whatever it is, and that's true. But what that translated in the minds of a lot of people is, I've got to get it all into 2 or 3 pages. And it proves very interesting when you see some documents come through which have got size 8 font crammed into every space imaginable on that CV, and you just can't see a thing within it. The one thing that you don't want when somebody picks up your CV is for them to struggle to find your relevance. That it's got to be clear, it's got to be front of the document, it's got to grab people's attention, it's got to be obvious, and if it's not, you're failing and you won't get what you want. Clear, concise and success-based, achievement-based. What I mean by that is that throughout your CV it should talk about the success that you have had with what you have done, the benefits that you have brought to the organisations you have worked for, the value that you've added. Very important. Then the final point I want to mention here is it's the front page that grabs the attention. Your CV gets, I've seen people actually say 6 seconds, but I believe that, and I read CVs for a living, so I would know, your CV gets around 20 seconds of somebody's attention. It used to be that I would, when it was handheld documents, if you like, so printed out documents, that I'd pick the CV up, I'd look at the front page. If I don't see something on that front page that grabs me, I will flick to the next page just to see if there's anything standing out, but I haven't got time to read the detail. Bin. If it wasn't there, it's binned. It's gone. It's finished. It's not coming back again. People don't have time to go through all the detail in your CV to see if there's something relevant. That front page is where it's done, and the top, shall we say, 2/3 of your CV is where all that information needs to be. In the newspaper industry has a saying, it's above the fold. And what that means, so if you fold the newspaper up, the headlines above the fold. Those are the big headlines. Those are the ones that grab attention, above the fold. You don't turn the paper over to see what's underneath. Sometimes you turn it to the back page if you're a sports fan, but that's a different matter. When it comes to your CV, it's above the fold that counts, where people's eyes are drawn, and people's eyes are drawn to the top, to your name at the very top. Just underneath the name, nice little profile that tells people who you are, what you do, and then underneath that profile, some stories of your success that are clearly displayed there, that tells the person how you've been successful at the job that you are applying for or going for. Clear as that. That's what your CV should be doing. If it does all that, you're going to get the interview, or you're going to get a lot more of the interviews than you will if you don't do that. That's the key. About 70 to 80% improvement on interview rates if you do all of that. No guarantees of that. I can't possibly guarantee it, but that's my experience. That's how it's worked out for my candidates when they have done what I have suggested they do. The ones that don't do it, then it's me that's actually doing the selling for them. So if I'm sending somebody in, I am tailoring their application, so I still get quite a good hit rate on candidate interviews. But the facts of the matter are that if you are going in on your own and you do not do that, you do not tell people why you, and if you are applying for a job, however you're applying for a job, the one thing I would also do is I would send a highly targeted cover letter. And that cover letter's 3 paragraphs, not a side of A4 either. It's probably about 2/3 of a side of A4, with an introduction, why you're applying, the bit in the middle that tells them exactly why you, and a bit at the bottom that asks for a meeting. That's a cover letter, highly targeted, specific to the individual, not addressed to whom it may concern, but with the name of the person you're sending it to. And that's the final bit that I want to add into today's session. I hope that's been of interest. As always, if you would be interested to talk to us about your career, about how we can help you to take your career to another level, then there's a link with this video. Follow that link, schedule yourself a free consultation. We will tell you or help you to see how you can get your career to another level. This is James Foster and Careers Matter.